luck. Thanks, good luck today. Good luck today.
Floating like a bird up in the sky. Watching all the colors come alive.
There was an ibuprofen taken.
I've had some pretty badass stories this last year in the diabetes community, and this is just 5 of them. Let's start here with Marie, Jerry, Annalisa, a plane, and a bicycle. As a professional amateur cyclist, a lot of my trips start off pretty fun. I get a lot of new things. But this trip was especially amazing because my trail dad rebuilt Dark Roast, my touring bike, from scratch. We met in 2017 when riding across America, following the Trans Am together, starting something that we call Trail Family. That's why it's so special for Annalisa and I to start Miles of Portraits Southwest from his home and in his garage. How would you describe Miles of Portraits, or what do you like about the project?
So when we first met, Annalisa was taking pictures of people across the country, and it was the Miles of Portrait. It was the first version. What you most remember is the people you meet. And those aren't all just necessarily bike tours. They're the people at a store with a family in Ben Davis, right? They're just, or it's the people, just along the way that stop and ask you questions and offer you things. Most people go on the whole trip and they look back.
It also served as a platform to educate and also meet people who were just like them.
I think it's something that motivates us to do a lot of these streams while we're young and while we're healthy. But then it's definitely an added challenge, and we love sharing that message that people can go out there kind of no matter what.
So another exciting thing here, this is Annalisa on the cover of next month's Adventure Cyclist Magazine. It features their 1,000-mile trip across Alaska, and they're calling it the ups and downs of touring with Type 1. So the two are already on their next adventure. They're biking from San Diego to Santa Fe, New Mexico. They'll also stop at different REI locations along the way to screen their Alaskan film.
And beyond being on a biking tour while on a speaking tour, we gained fame for a pool noodle article that went viral. Hundreds of thousands of people saw us using a noodle for bike safety, and ended up, yes, on Outside Magazine, ended up on the REI blog, where, yes, someone mentioned the pool noodle article. But what Miles of Portraits is about is sharing the stories of the people we meet while riding our bikes. And 3 people we met on this trip was Coach Pat, Scott Johnson, and PK Steffen for a second time. And they're important because they'll show up later. But yeah, the bike trip was also the first time I ever cried from a sunset.
Come light a fire, burn like the rising sun. Never thought I'd find you, but here you are, flowing like a river, washing over my soul, calling me home.
But Annalisa and I are just waiting for our special guests, and then we'll load up the bike for somewhere special. Speaking of special places, I was part of a seriously badass group of hikers to do the Chilkoot Trail for Connected Emotions 2019 Adventure Team to raise money for outdoor programming for this community. It is understated how beautiful this hike was, but beyond that, it was the most fun I had probably in all of 2019.
As the Junior Ranger.
As the Junior Ranger. Sure, my name's Brendan. I've got type 1 diabetes, and I'm here to talk to you about pooping on the Chilkoot Trail.
My name is Spencer Davis. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's where I live now anyways. My wife April coming up, and my brother Judkins. And I'm a type 1 diabetic, and the only thing I fear more than grizzlies in this country is a group of Bettys.
You're on deck. On your mark. Full contact.
No, it's not.
Yeah, get set. Go!
Yeah! Best reaction yet.
I'm proud to introduce you to Tweedledee and Tweedledum, two legends in my eyes.
My connection to T1D is
I'm one of his kids. We met today.
this is my eldest son Jake. He's got T1D. He was diagnosed at 5.
So those few names I told you to remember is Scott Johnson, PK Steffen, and Coach Pat. Back when I was in San Diego and then Tucson, Arizona, I convinced all three basically to sign up for Death Valley.
Give us the update. Where are we?
We're at Badwater, which is one of the 2 premier spots on the ride, I think. It's in Jubilee Pass. And I think we're at the lowest point here. Do you see sea level right up there on the wall?
Alright, here's where the sea level is
Well, there's sea level right there.
This is a charity ride for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Fund. And Scott, when he was riding with us in San Diego, said, "Yo man, I've got this bike, but it's just been sitting in my garage. I haven't really been using it." And lo and behold, Scott's death ride was put together and we rode 100 miles.
My Dexcom reset rate at mile 1,
Yeah?
71.
71! You're always...
I'm always cruising at 75.
The
It's good.
75, right?
So luckily we have about every snack you could ever want with Oreos, Cliff Bars,
Whoa.
sandwiches, orange slices.
And we have the best volunteers to help us out too, right?
and the best coaches.
What are you talking about, best coaches, best riders? Let the spirit go, man. Good, how you doing?
It's good here. So this is what, rest stop 4?
This is rest stop 4.
And then we got the pass, so
We're heading up to the pass.
Things are good.
And we made the cutoff too.
best day, yeah.
Yeah, dude, we made the cutoff. We got 30 minutes.
Nice.
They would have said no.
Is that really how close it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, to ride with other badass type 1 diabetics in a national park, it's just magical.
RF! JD! RF! JD! RF! Yeah, let's go, guys!
Free service here. Good job.
Thanks, man. Good job.
It should be. I will put my gloves on.
Hey, Scott Johnson, how you feeling?
Do you want the real story or the film?
I want the real story.
I'm so
'Cause
tired.
I haven't seen you all day.
I know you're too fast. I've been just, slow, steady grind. But I'm tired. I'm really tired. But we're almost done. It's home stretch. I barely made the cutoff for Jubilee Pass, but I did it.
What?
Yeah. I'm over 100 miles by the time we get home.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, I'm good.
Awesome.
I'm good. I have to do a battery change for my camera because I will not miss the finish line celebration as I roll in.
Hells yeah, you're a champ, man.
Well earned.
And if you want to know where I always try to finish, a lesson that one of my friends, Gene Medley, taught me is be at the back. Those are where the real stories are.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Kim!
Yeah.
Riders,
Woo.
you've done it!
Oh yeah.
So, great day of riding here. It's awesome to have you back in Death Valley.
How are you? How was your ride? We're so happy to see you. How you doing?
Let's fast forward to the end of the year where I was concerned about not being on a bike, so I signed up to be part of a seriously badass group of runners to do the New York City Marathon for Beyond Type 1, Nick Jonas's nonprofit doing diabetes education all around the world. This was probably one of the hardest things I've done physically, breaking down right as I entered into Central Park and truly thought I could not go any further. I will say the ability to actually push yourself physically to a point where you hit a wall that everyone else hits and it not be related to a low blood sugar is amazing to me. It is hard. So hard. It means like I get to experience the full marathon. 1, 2, 3! The way that others do, and know that my blood sugar wasn't something that got in the way of that. And that's like the approach of us feeling like normal people doing this absolutely insane thing. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Raquel. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
And we're back. What you're about to witness is one of the coolest things that will ever happen in my life.
I wanna travel or maybe just sleep. A really dope house and shiny white teeth. I wanna be friends with the people who raised me. Let's be real, we're all a little crazy.
Alrighty, we managed to run through the pre-flight checklist, so we got Jerry flying here and then Marie as the co-pilot. I just can't believe that we've actually fit everything into the airplane, and we're really lucky to have blue skies. But look at this. Just everything. Everything for the last 2 months is in this airplane. So let's get ready for takeoff and then show you guys some of the views.
This is not metaphoric. This is not figurative. I'm a big old mixed bag, unique like a T-Rex.
What you are witnessing is people who have felt invisible coming together to literally lift each other off the ground. For anyone who's at home watching this, following, who's feeling alone or isolated or not knowing what to do about the unknown, I want to have you look at these friendships, because I know Annalisa, I know Marie, I know Jerry, all because we happen to live with and manage type 1 diabetes, an invisible disease that can happen to anyone at any time. But what we've all done is use this fear and uncertainty to grow new traits, to figure out how we can help, how we can connect, and actually come in person to create new moments, new memories, and make a family.
Much better. Much better. Much better.
Rodney, special guest here.
Yeah.
So good seeing you.
Yeah, welcome to my part of Texas. I don't know that we're going to have a ton of fun because it is Midland.
Don't doubt us together. It'll be fun. So know that if you share your story, that someone out there is listening and may need to hear that message. So don't be silent. Ask for help. You never know what life will give you next. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. And I hope to see you next time. Remember, you can go anywhere and do anything.
Barry's going to be on his 50th ride next year. He's been working for how long? He hasn't seen the sort of change that I've seen in the last 5 years, but we're making a difference. It's incredible. It's not just for us, but also for the people who donate to us. Because they can actually, people who've been donating to me for over the past 5 years have seen the improvements. I can sleep now. I can sleep now. I couldn't sleep before. My daughter had a closed loop pump.